Assalamu alaikum students. I hope all of you are doing great. Well, today we are going to look at averages from the table and the frequency polygon. Well, averages from the table basically means there are three types of averages, which is mean, median and mode. We have already discussed this earlier, but today we are going to find out how you can work all of them out from a single question. Basically, this video is going to focus from an angle of your exam. So here we have a question that is obviously from your past papers. So let me just explain what the chart says. The following data represent length of leaves. So our data here is dealing with lengths. So if you see the first interval, it is saying that there are certain leaves which are between the length of 0 and 10 and their quantity is 20. Second group says there are leaves that are between the length of 10 and 20 and they occur 12 times, and the table goes on. I hope you guys got some idea of what the chart is trying to say. So here we are being objectified to find out what would be the model group, the median group, the mean and the frequency polygon. So we've already discussed the mode, median and mean, and we haven't discussed what is a frequency polygon yet. So hopefully when I solve this, you'll able to have an idea of what is a frequency polygon. Alright, moving on. I'll also tell you the marking scheme. Find out the model group. It would give you 1 mark. So mode is basically the most frequent value. In this case we have groups, so it would be the most frequent group. So the frequency 20, that is your highest frequency. So one confusion that I used to go through back in my days when I used to study is that the answer is never from frequency. The answer is always the data you are focused on. In this case, the lengths of leaves. So frequency is not the answer, but the answer is the most frequent set of data, which is this. So our answer A would be, this is the most frequent group. So write this whole group just like this. So this is your answer, 1 mark for this. The median group. Alright, this would be 2 marks. The median group, we have a formula for median, that is n plus 1 divided by 2. N here is your total frequency, so summation f is also called n. So in order to find out the median position, this right here is your median position. So that is n plus 1 divided by 2. You'll be needing n for this. N is the sum of all the frequencies. So you need to find out the total of this. Summation f is equivalent to 56. So putting this in place of n, 56 plus 1 would give you 57 divided by 2. That would be your median position. Your answer is 20 28.5. Now I've written TH over this because this here is the position. It is not the median. Note, it is your median position. This is your median position, that is 28.5. so you need to go to 28.5 position and find out what the median is. So this is 20. This group holds up to 20 positions, but obviously we need to go to 28.5 one, so we need to go ahead. This group holds 20 positions, so second group would be holding 32. That is the sum of these two. So the second group holds 32 positions. So obviously 28.5 will also lie under the 32nd position. So our answer is the median group lies in this frequency. And what is the group? Again, notice the answer is never from the frequency, it is always from the data. It is this group. So your median group is the second one. So median here is 10, then L, then 20. Let me just go ahead and box this. This is your answer, B part. Alright, moving to the mean. This would be around 4 to 3 marks. So let me just go ahead and justify this. 2 marks. 1 mark is for finding out the median position, that is 28.5 one, and the second would be going to that position, finding out what your actual mean is. So 1 mark for this, total of 2 marks. The mean. So mean is summation fx upon summation f. We've already got this here. What we don't have is fx. So what is fx? F is the frequency. What is x? X is the midpoint of your data in case of class intervals. Obviously when you have groups like this, you need to find out their midpoint. So it is not much of a big deal. 0 and 10, what lies between them? Obviously lies 5. 10 and 20, what lies between them? Lies 15. So you can go ahead and plot another column, that is your x, that is your x. Now what x represents? X represents the midpoint of your data. So this would be 5, this would be 15, 25, 35, 45 and 55. So we've got x as well and we've got f as well, but this says, obviously there is no sign in between, that is that it says you have to take out the product of f and x. This is your f and this is your x, they are being multiplied together. So you need to multiply f and x. So 25s are what are 25s? They are 100. So this is the column for fx, that means the product of frequency and x. 25s are 100. Moving on, we need to do this for everything. 15 multiplied by 12, which is 180. Twenty-five and 10s are 250. 35 and 8s are 280, 45 and 6, this is 270, 55 times 0 is obviously 0. So you see fx, but what we require is we require the total of fx, so we need to sum up all these as well. So let's take out a calculator and sum these. This would be 280 plus 250 plus 280 plus 270, so 1080 of total. So you can write down, we need this summation fx would be equivalent to 1080. So you see all of this factor, the whole this factor summation f of x is 1080. So what we need to do, I am substituting 1080 into the formula and also the summation f into the formula. This would be my mean, 1080 over 56. So 1080 divided by 56, 19.28. So your mean is 19.28. So you see, mean is fairly the most difficult one. It also requires you extra work, that is take out the midpoint, then the product of frequency and midpoint, then all together put them into the formula, divide them, then get 19. That's why it holds the most marks. Well, we are moving on to the frequency polygon. That would be continued in the part 2 of this video, so stay tuned.